All right.
Now, it took me a little while to find the building here because I went down to the old State Journal and walking around town, but I saw my old friend's office, George Catlett, the attorney, and Jerry Catlett, who were good friends with Todd Duvall, who's gone on to heaven, who was a reporter here at this newspaper for many, many years. But I can tell you something. This fella here, that you're looking at on the film right now, came from northern Kentucky. He's like me. We're both a little long in the tooth. But I'm going to tell you something. This is one of the real, last, real things. As Will Rogers would say, a man of integrity. A man that...
Yeah. Yeah, give me 2 minutes. All right, thanks. Okay.
And as you can see, he's busy as a bee. That's okay.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, he's a man that really writes what his heart says. And he's a newsman. He doesn't look at the personalities. He looks at the right and the wrong, the facts. And that's exactly, he was trained, I know, by Vance Trimble, who was that kind of newspaper editor. Vance would even write about himself when he made mistakes. and he was a good man. And Carl West has been here at the State Journal for how many years now, Carl?
About 30.
About 30 years. And the State Journal is a newspaper that has had the responsibility of shining light on state government. And I'm going to tell you something. That is not an easy task to follow, is it, Carl?
No, it's not. No.
And everybody wants to push you every which way that they can push you. They want you to write it the way they want it to be written. But they've had to deal with a man sitting across the desk there who leaves no stone unturned, who's never been afraid to say exactly what he thinks with the facts, regardless of who it is, and I admire him for it. And that's Carl West. Now tell us, Carl, what else are you up to besides running this newspaper?
Well, we have a book fair here, the Kentucky Book Fair, which I'll talk about forever, but that's held every year in November. We're approaching our 30th year with that. And we have in authors from all over the nation, and it's a regional book fair, and we have 150 Kentucky authors, and we sell about $160,000 worth of books in one day, and we put a spotlight on the publishing profession and give readers a chance to meet their authors and buy a gift for Christmas.
Fantastic.
That's outside of the newspaper, but the newspaper sponsors it, of course.
Yes. Now, how many years has this newspaper been in existence?
We've been around since, in one form or another, since the early 1900s.
And do you know who was here before you? How'd you get...
My position, S.C. Van Kuren was the editor.
I remember him very well.
Yeah.
And he brought you in here.
Well, I knew him, and actually Al Dix brought me in here, and Al Dix was the publisher, and he's passed along.
Yeah.
So the old war horses of Al Dix and S.C. Van Kuren have gone the way of Mr. Todd Duvall.
On to heaven, bless their hearts. Well, they earned their spurs, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Now, is there anything you'd like to impart to your old friends in northern Kentucky?
Well, I have fond memories of my early days up there in the newspaper business, and on 421 Madison Street, and the Kentucky Post, and Vance Trimble, and the crew that I work with. Those people come into my thoughts every once in a while. It's part of my life that I'll never be able to forget, and view with great interest, and it'll be a part of my life that I'll take to my grave.
Well, I want to just tell you something. You know, I've run for a lot of offices a lot of times. And you're one of the people I respect more than you can ever imagine in the newspaper business.
Well, it's kind of you to say that, John. I appreciate it. I wish more people would say that, but they usually say the opposite.
Well,
Yeah.
well, that's, the truth sometimes really hurts people.
Yeah,
And
they would like to run me out of town or for me to leave town, but that goes with the business, I guess.
that goes when you're doing your job when they're after you.
Right.
That's what they always tell me.
Right.
I said, someone asked me, he said, well, John, who's endorsed you in this race? And I said, well, nobody's endorsed me. God asked me to get into it, but he didn't tell me I was going to win. And I said, more than likely I won't.
Right.
But at least I'll be doing what I think the Lord wants me to do, to get in there and give a message that we need to clean this mess up, be honest in government, work hard, be public servants, and not serve any political party, but serve the people.
I got to have at it.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Good.
Hey, listen, I love you, and it's great to say hello to you again. And
Well, you're kind to say the things you did. And
well, it's true.
I'm
one of these days I'm going to write an old Kentucky novel I've been working on writing Kentucky history. I've got it finished through about the 1950s, writing the history part as a history teacher. Now I'm trying to write it and film it as I've lived it.
Right.
I've got that book out there signed by 12 different governors, including Hillary Clinton signing the Bible for me. In fact, I got 12 of them signed in my Bible.
Right.
And I'm going to write some of the stories that I've had over the years with Bert Combs and Happy Chandler, who taught me how to sing my old Kentucky home in 1968 when I was president of the student body up there at the community college. Write about some of those stories, and it'll be a pleasure writing about you and Vance Trimble, because I can say some things that were very true and meaningful, and I only wish we still had the press today. You know, the great Courier-Journal is not what it used to be. The staff has been cut so much, they couldn't even do interviews for editorial endorsements. Same way with the Cincinnati Enquirer, and the Post is no longer, you know.
I know.
I bet that broke your heart when that happened, didn't it?
Well, that's another day I'll never forget, when it went belly up.
Well, I'll just say this to you in final closing.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me down and having me in. It's a pleasure.
I'm sorry I'm kind of pressed, but